Today I'm going to be showing you how to use basic features on Microsoft PowerPoint, including adding slides, layouts, transitions, audio, and visuals. So the first thing we're going to want to do is locate our PowerPoint application, which we can do this by going to our bottom left-hand corner of our screen. You want to find the Windows logo, which is right here in the bottom left corner. And right next to it is a search bar where we can search all the applications on our computer. We're going to want to click here, and we're going to type in PowerPoint in order to find our application. It always shows up as the first one, so after you type in PowerPoint, you're going to scroll to the top of your screen, click on PowerPoint, and this will open up our application. Once we open up our application, it'll bring us to this home page for PowerPoint. We're then going to want to click on our new tab, which will let us create a new presentation. Once we decide that we want to create a new presentation, it gives us a bunch of options for different templates that we can use for our presentations if we'd like, but I'm going to click on the blank presentation option. That way I can edit it later to look however I would like it to look. So I'm going to click the blank presentation in the top left-hand corner. And after I do that, I want to locate my home tab so I can add a few more slides to my PowerPoint. So how are we going to do this? So PowerPoint has a taskbar up here at the top that has a bunch of different tabs that we can choose from: File, Home, Insert, Draw, Design, Transitions, Animations, Slideshow, Review, View, Recording, and Help. We want to locate our Home tab, which is typically what PowerPoint will open up on. So it's going to be one of these first tabs right here. We want to click on it. After we click on our Home tab, you can see that it's organized into multiple sections labeled Clipboard, Slides, Font, Paragraph, Drawing, Editing, Voice, and Designer. These are all of our options for the home page, but we want to add new slides, so we're going to locate our Slides section, which is right here, and we're going to locate our new slide button, which is the first button in the Slides section. And this will allow us to add more slides to our PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to click this a few times and add a few slides for us here. And so that one's pretty simple to add new slides. But now that we've added new slides, I've noticed that I want to change the layout on some of my slides as well. So how we're going to do this is we're going to select the slide in which we want to change the layout on. We'll then stay on the Home tab, locate our layout button, which is also located in the slide section. We want to click on layout, and I think I want to have a title and content is what we have now, so I think I want to do a to content slide, which will allow me to better separate my information. So I'm going to click that for my layout for here. And then for this one, if we'd like to choose another layout, we have plenty of options to choose from. We could do title only, which works for us, or we could do a blank page for visuals. It all depends on what you need for your PowerPoint presentation. So feel free to look through those layouts and decide which one would work best for you. So now that we know how to insert new slides and layouts onto our PowerPoint presentation, we're going to move on to transitions. So to transition from slide to slides, this is my title slide. We'll call this Aesthetic Learners, since that is what we're working on here. So by kinesthetic learners, if we want to add a transition from this side to this side, I'm just going to do this to make it a little bit more easy to understand. Maybe we'll just say this one. Just so we can see the difference between our slides since they're blank right now. So if I want to add a transition from my title slide into my second slide that's coming up here, I want to click on my first slide and select it over on the left-hand side. I'm going to locate my Transitions tab, which can be found at the top with the rest of my tabs on PowerPoint. I'm going to click Transitions, which is located right next to the Design tab, and this will open up a new drop-down menu that has different sections labeled Preview, Transitions to this slide, and then we have Timing over here. So I can choose from a load of different transitions right here that they have in the Transitions to this slide section. So I think I'm going to choose the curtain slide to start my presentation. for the kinesthetic learner as they open up. So it previews what that transition will look like for you. But since we already selected our slide, it actually has applied it to our slide for us. So over here we have this little star button, which allows us to know that we have added a transition to this slide. So if I click on that, it'll give us a little preview of it and show us our curtain slide. If I want to add one to my second page, I would simply click on the second page, and I can choose a different one. I could choose morph if I'd like. And now that that one has a little star next to it, I know that that one has been applied to my second slide, and I can see what that looks like here. And that's what morph looks like. Alrighty, so now that we know how to insert transitions onto our slides on PowerPoint, I'm going to move on to how we can add recordings to our slides. So for my second slide, I'm going to then locate the recording tab. I think I'm going to add a recording on this one, so I'm going to find my recording tab at the top in the taskbar, and then I'm going to go over all of my sections: record, content, autoplay, media, and save. I want to find my audio button, which is right here in the autoplay media section. I'm going to click on the audio, and I have two options. I have audio on my PC and record sound. So audio on my PC is going to include audio files that you've already recorded, while record sound is going to let you record media on PowerPoint specifically. So if you don't have something already pre-recorded, this is how you could record something on here. So if I want to do audio on my PC, I'm going to click this on the little drop-down menu. It's going to open my File Explorer tab, where I am then going to go under Music. I want to go under Documents. I'm going to find my Audacity. I have a podcast that I wrote, and I'm going to insert it into there by clicking the right insert button. Now that I've done that, this brought my media onto my PowerPoint screen. I am able to move this around wherever I'd like. Keep it out of the way. I can put it in the bottom right hand corner, but I am able to play and pause the media, and I can have this on my PowerPoint presentation if I want to play it for whoever's watching. So that's how you would add a pre-existing audio file. But if I didn't want to have an audio file, let's get rid of this here real quick. And I didn't have anything ready yet, and I'm recording off the top of my head. I am going to, again, find the recording tab. Again, find the audio button. And once I found the audio button, I'm going to hit record sound instead of audio on my PC. And here I can click on the red circle, which will start my recording. And as you see, once I start my recording, it then brings up this red square, which will allow us to stop our recording. So let's say I'm done recording. I'm going to hit my red square. Now that I have about 10 seconds worth of recording, if I want to play it back, I can hit my green triangle over here, my play button. And if I'm totally fine with how it sounds and I like how it sounds, I'm going to hit OK. After I hit OK, my recording is then going to pop up on my screen. Again, I can put it wherever I want on my screen, but that is how you would insert a recording onto your PowerPoint slides. So last but not least, we are going to show you how to insert visuals. Visuals are a really important part of PowerPoint because they liven up your presentation and allow people to be more engaged. So I'm going to go down to my fourth slide. I made this one blank, so this one will be really nice for visuals. It'll have a lot of space. I won't have any text boxes. And I am going to locate my Insert tab. So I'm going to go back to my taskbar up here at the top. Insert is going to be right next to my Home button over here on the left-hand side of the screen. I'm going to click Insert. After I click Insert, I want to locate my Images section, which I can look at my titles at the bottom as we've stated before. I'm going to find the Images section, which then has a Pictures button, which will allow me to insert visuals and other graphics onto my PowerPoint. So I'm going to hit Pictures. After I hit Pictures, I have three options. I have this device, stock images, and online pictures. This device will give us pre-existing images that we've already saved to our PC, and then stock images and online pictures will allow us to look up graphics and images that already exist that we can use from different applications and download them to PowerPoint. So I'm going to show you all three, but first I'm going to click this device. So this is going to pull up all of the pictures that I already have saved to my computer. So I am going to pick a picture. This one's a picture of myself. I'm going to click on it, and then I'm going to hit this insert button in the bottom right hand corner of my file explorer in order to insert it onto my PowerPoint document. So now that I have this picture on here, it's giving me a bunch of design ideas. I don't need those right now, but if I want to resize my picture, I would just pull on the edges of it and I can center it in the middle of that slide. So if I don't want a picture that I already have, I'm going to get rid of this one and I want to add one that is already pre-existing. I didn't find it on Google. I can just search directly on PowerPoint. I'm going to go back to my Pictures tab. I want to hit Stock Images. How we insert stock images, and these are just PowerPoint stock images. We'll wait for this to load here. Alright, now that our stock images have loaded, let's say that I'm looking for a picture of an apple. I'm going to click on this search bar in the top left. I want to type in apple, and then once I hit enter, it'll bring up a bunch of options for Apple stock images that they have. I really like this one of the kid biting into the apple. That one's super cute, so I'm going to click on it. And then once I've selected the image, I'm going to click Insert in the bottom right-hand corner, which will then allow my picture to be downloaded onto the screen. So here is my picture from my stock images. So adding visuals is super easy, and they even provide you with a few options as well if you don't want to do any digging on Google for your own. So after we get rid of this one, let's do our last option. Let's go to Insert tab, Pictures again, and then our last option is Online Pictures. This searches, I believe it's Bing, yep, Bing, and it will search whatever you want to on the internet. It doesn't use Google, but it's Bing. And let's say that instead of an apple, I want a picture of a pear. I'm going to search pear. I'm going to hit search, or enter rather, and then it'll bring up a bunch of pictures of pears. And I really like this one of the sliced one. I think it looks nice. I'm going to hit insert again. It works the same as my stock images option for pictures. It's very straightforward. I'm going to hit insert, which will apply this picture to my page. And then I have this visual of pears for my PowerPoint presentation. So that was a really quick rundown of how we are able to add new slides, add layouts, add transitions, add recordings, and insert visuals on our PowerPoint presentation. So those are some of the basic features of PowerPoint, and I hope this video was helpful in teaching you how to do so.